This video is sponsored by Squarespace. So last weekend, I was contracted to do Santa photos for a local business, and I chose to do a tether setup. This way, not only could I take the photos, but I can immediately deliver them to all the families taking their photos. If you're someone who's really looking to get into mini sessions or want to tether more often, let's talk about how I set this up. Starting out with my gear. For my laptop, I was using my M1 Max MacBook Pro. I've been using this for about 3 to 4 years now, and it's an absolutely amazing laptop. It's never let me down, and it's great for tethering because it has USB-C on it. And since all of my camera gear also is USB-C, this made it easy to tether into my computer. On the computer as well, as we know, we're using Lightroom Classic. Now, most of the time people don't use Lightroom Classic for tethering, but this made my setup much easier to get into Pic-Time and upload it online. There are some special steps you have to take if you're using Fujifilm to tether your camera, but if you're using any other brand, you usually can just plug it in and it'll be easy to tether into Lightroom Classic. For my lighting, I was using the Magbox system. I absolutely love this softbox. It is super easy to set up and I use it all of the time. The thing that's so awesome about it is that you can put your speed lights into it. And if you've ever seen any of my flash videos, which I'll link one up here, right up above, you know that I use only speed lights for my off-camera flash. Because of this, I own 4 speed lights, and with the mag box, I can actually put 2 of my speed lights in there and get a nice, powerful flash like if I was using a strobe. And if you're not familiar with the mag box and want to see more about it, let me know and I'll make a video for you all. So my 2 speed lights I was using with the mag box was the V862 by Godox. I love this flash, and again, as a business owner, if I don't need to upgrade it and it works just fine, I'm going to keep using it. I think they're up to like the V1 Pros at this point, so they have much better flashes, but these ones work just fine for me. I also was using Godox's new X3 trigger so that I could trigger my flashes. I love this thing because also, again, it's USB-C, so I can charge it easily, and it's nice and small compared to the other flash triggers. Now, to tether into my computer, I actually was using a cable that Apple sells. They sell a really nice Thunderbolt 4 cable that's braided and long and super expensive, but it's totally worth it. I think the thing I like about it most is the fact that it clicks in so steadily into anything that you're plugging it into, and it's nice, long, and sturdy. So this worked out perfectly for my setup. And then all of my other accessories are going to be obvious things like power cables, a small little table to put my laptop on, a QR code so that people could get into Pic-Time and get their photos quickly, tripods, so on and so forth. Oh, and since we're dealing with kids, I brought one of my kids' own little stuffies to get them something to focus on for the photos. This is a must if you're working with kids, and if you don't have a stuffy or don't have kids, go buy yourself a couple, because trust me, it goes a long way. You won't be able to get the kids to look at the camera any other way. It's near impossible. So with all of this gear, my thought process for this session was using my GFX on continuous autofocus, face autofocus, tethered into Lightroom. From Lightroom, I would actually publish directly to Pic-Time, which is an amazing feature. This way it could go into a gallery and I could sell these prints. Again, I set up the gallery beforehand, made a QR code for it, and this way people could scan the QR code, get into the gallery, download one free web-size version, and then pay for high-res and also prints. And let me tell you, this actually worked out flawless. I'm glad I decided to set it up like this. So let's go ahead and jump into Lightroom and look at how you can actually set this up for yourself. So inside Lightroom, we want to start our tether capture. You can do this under File and Tether Capture. You can name your tether capture. So you're basically naming the folder that you're going to be saving all your photos to. So I can name it YouTube video. My session name sequence number, which I'll start this at 0. Okay, 1. I'm sorry, Lightroom. And we can choose where these photos are going as well. So like if you have an external hard drive, which I would highly recommend bringing with you, you'd want to pick that external hard drive so that the photos go there. So I'll put it inside here. And everything looks good. So I hit OK. And then it's going to detect my camera. If your camera is plugged in and turned on, it should be able to see it. You'll see this new little window come up, and this will show you your camera, what's plugged in, and all of its settings. Now, keep in mind, if you're using Fujifilm like I am, you do have to go download the Fujifilm Tether app, or this will not work. Lightroom does not work right out of the box with Fujifilm cameras for tether shooting, so you need that app, and it's basically talking in between Lightroom so that this will work. So right now, I can't see what's happening on my camera, but generally I'll be standing behind the camera, so I'll see it that way. Now, I can either shoot from the camera itself by just pressing the shutter like normally, or I can press this shutter button here and it will take a picture on my camera, and then that will automatically show up inside of Lightroom. So I'm taking some lovely photos of the chill hop raccoon here, right here on my desk. You can even see my hand in the shot from when I took the photo. And so this is, as you can see, pretty instant. You're taking your photos, they're immediately going into Lightroom. Now, one feature that's really cool as well is that you can put develop settings on these photos as you shoot them. So what I was doing for this session to make it easier is I would shoot in JPEG because I'm not going to edit all these photos with Santa. It's a lot of photos. I'm not doing all that. This is supposed to be like a mini session where I can just quickly make some money. So I made a little JPEG touch-up setting that adds some sharpening and also added a little bit of contrast to my photos. As you can see, this is a little blue. If I wanted to, I could change the white balance as well. But using these settings, I can make changes to the photos as they come in. Just to be drastic and show you, let's switch it to my natural fills preset, which is probably not going to look great on a JPEG, but let's give it a test. So now when I take a photo, it's going to have the natural fills preset directly on it. And so you can see now between these two, it came in with those preset settings. So we see the tones and the colors look totally different. So for instance, if you're shooting in RAW and you know exactly what preset you have inside of Lightroom and you want it to go on your photo as you take the photos so you don't have to edit them, you can set that up here in the develop settings section. I'm going to go back to my JPEG touch-up I created. So now we're taking photos. Photos are being tethered inside of Lightroom. The next step is actually to get this going into Pic-Time. Now that we've taken a moment to look at Lightroom, let's not forget to talk about this video sponsor, Squarespace. If you're looking to be serious with wedding photography, you'll need more than just a social media presence, but an overall web presence. Having your own website will help you look more professional and give you another way for your clients to see your work and get in contact with you. That's where Squarespace comes into play. Squarespace is an online platform that will help you easily build your website. This way, you can have clients come to your website, look at your work, and also contact you. Honestly, this morning, I was just looking at my Squarespace website and updating it because it's that easy to build new pages and update your pages. With their Fluid engine, you can easily build pages, or you can use some of their already built layouts. On top of that, you have great features like online commerce for selling physical and digital products, analytics for seeing who's visiting your website and from where, paywalls for any videos that you upload to Squarespace, and even email marketing so that you can email your visitors and send them any other information that you would like to. Squarespace has so many features that are helpful for small business owners, but especially as a photographer, you need a website. Don't just be a person with a camera, be a full-fledged photography business. Don't forget to check out the link in the description below for 10% off of your first website or domain. Now that we finished up with Lightroom, let's talk about the Pic-Time side of this whole process. If you're not familiar with Pic-Time, it's an online gallery for delivering your photos. Generally, your couples or your clients will come to this gallery and they'll be able to download or buy prints from it. I have a video on it, which I'll leave up above. But basically my thought process here was to get people into this gallery so I could capture their email and also sell them possible prints. Since the business that hired me already promised all the clients free photos, I made it so that they could only download the web version. This is all stuff that you can set up inside of Pic-Time, which is what makes it so powerful. Let's actually jump into it so I can show you exactly how you could do this for yourself. So in Pic-Time, you're going to want to set up your gallery before you get to your session. This way you can create a QR code for that actual gallery and people can scan it while they're there. This is going to raise your chances of actually making sales because you can get them in and get them in quickly so they can make those impulse buys when they're excited for the session that they're at. So inside of my Pic-Time, I'm going to go ahead and create a new client gallery. And I don't want to use a template. And I'll call this YouTube test again. If I wanted to, I can add a cover photo or anything of that sort. Now, basically, I'm going to set up inside of Lightroom a plugin that will let me load my photos directly from Lightroom into Pic-Time. So pretty much I'm just setting up the gallery now so that I have all the settings set and also I can get that QR code. So in my gallery setup, I'm going to want to set this up the way that I'll need it for my session. So we can choose mini session. It's a private gallery. I'm not going to show it on my portfolio. Now for my photo downloads, this is where you're going to want to choose if you want people to be able to download their photos for free or not. So inside my settings, I can actually choose who's going to be able to download these photos and how large they are. So for instance, I can say all high-res photos for only the main client. Or I could do main client and photographer invited. Everyone else who's going to come in through my QR code are going to be guests. So I could do this so that like whoever's actually paying me can get the photos if they want to, and they can still order prints, but this is just for the digitals. Then for my allow free whip size, we can do everybody. This way we know that if they try to get to the high res, they're going to have to pay for it. That's something that you can set up on the pricing list in your Pic-Time store. I can also change the size of my free downloads. So 800 pixels is pretty good. It's a smaller size. They can't really print it, or they could, but it's gonna look bad. So, so we apply those settings. I can add watermarks if I want to. And again, I can control who sees these watermarks. So I could say everyone's gonna see it except for the main client. And then after that's all set up, I'm pretty good to go. The next section that is the most important are gonna be your automations and discounts. Now, again, the reason this is important, and this is why I use Pic-Time in the first place, is the fact that it has automated discounts and email threads that will be sent to anyone who visits the gallery. So for instance, since we're in the holiday time now, I could turn on a holiday print sale, and that way everything's going to go out and get them ready for Christmas or any other holidays close to the new year. So you would come in here and turn all these on. If any of them you want to turn on, the main one is going to be the abandoned cart. This is if someone puts something into their cart and then leaves. This will send them an email so that they will come back to it and hopefully purchase it. And last but not least, I need to create my QR code. So I'm going to go to share. And in here, this is something that you can't do directly inside of Pic-Time, but I use Bitly. If you're not familiar with Bitly, it's great for making links and also tracking how many people are going to those links. So what I'll do is I'll go to the guest link, go to get secure link for all scenes, and I will take this link, copy it, put it into Bitly, and build myself a QR code. From doing this now, I'll print it out on a sheet, and this way, when people are getting their photos taken, they'll see these sheets, and me or any assistants can easily say, hey, scan a QR code, this is how you can get to your pictures, so on and so forth. So now that we've set up our Pic-Time gallery, it's time to jump back into Lightroom and set up the sync between Lightroom and Pic-Time. You'll want to make sure that you've installed the Pic-Time plugin for Lightroom, which you can download from Pic-Time. Once you get that all set up, you'll see here down at the bottom under Publishing Services that we have Pic-Time now. I've logged in and connected it to my Pic-Time account, and this way I can actually set up those galleries. When I right click here over the Pic-Time publisher, I can hit create gallery. And then from here, I can set up my gallery to automatically create it inside of Pic-Time. Here is my YouTube test. And in here we have our different scenes. And this is where our photos are gonna go. I like to name my scenes just photo. That's my main scene, but I could have different scenes if I wanted to. So I'm gonna right click and edit this scene and just call it photos. And now I'm gonna take the photos that I just took, select them, and drag them into this scene. Now, when I'm looking at my publisher, we'll see now in the top right corner, I have this publish button. And when I hit publish, this is going to send it over to Pic-Time automatically. So obviously you'll need to be connected to Wi-Fi. The way I did this at my session is I just tethered off of my phone, and that way I was able to upload things while I was going. And it was very quickly that everyone was getting access to the photos and everything was uploading, even with these large GFX JPEGs. Now that everything is uploaded, we can hop back into our gallery and we'll see here under photos and media are the pictures I took inside of Lightroom. I can preview the gallery, and now we'll see my wonderful photos immediately uploaded into the Pic-Time gallery so that all my viewers can quickly get to them. They can come in, they can choose to download, they have high res or WIB, and again, for the people who are not the main clients, when they click on high res, is going to make them automatically buy it. They also have options for buying as well. This works on mobile too. So if they're on their phones using the QR code, this is a great way to get them in and get them to quickly see the prints that they can order. Like I said, from my Santa photo shoot, I actually made 2 sales. I think I sold about 2 to 3 high-res digital downloads, as well as about 2 to 3 actual prints. Now that may not be a whole lot of extra money, but again, anything is better than nothing at all. So I got paid by my client to come and take the photos, as well as any extra print and download sales I make on the back end. Being able to quickly tether and get photos online quickly is great for any type of event. If you've ever done any corporate events where you'll be taking headshots like this or any mini sessions, I would highly recommend doing this process. This way you can get photos up very quickly and get those immediate impulse buys. That's definitely what you want to do. Now, out of the 40 or 50 people who sat down and took photos, I actually got about 2 to 3 sales. And also, because of Pic-Time's marketing, I have a holiday sale going on right now that will continue to email them without me having to do anything on my side, which also could still turn into more sales. So again, this process is absolutely amazing, and I hope to be able to do it more in the future. Let me know in the comments what you all think about it as well. And here is a video about Pic-Time so that you can learn more about their amazing galleries. And I'll catch y'all next time.